You are tuned in to the New Old Heads podcast, premiered every Thursday at noon at bringingdowntheband.com and brought to you by No Bad Ideas, 𝐀𝐿 Dental, and Printfinity. Support the New Old Heads by visiting our Patreon at patreon.com/New Old Heads.
Episode 73, New Old Heads podcast. I am Major 7th. I make beats, have the hard drive to prove it, and I do want that smoke if anybody want that action. In front of me, as always, Lonegevity, the maestro. How are you, sir?
I'm well. How are you?
I'm doing pretty good. I like that hoodie. We distribute dopeness.
Thanks, man.
Yeah.
I need to get some more made.
Yeah, shout out to bringingdowntheband.com.
I like this.
We're drug dealers.
It's like fitted.
Yeah,
you know
that's
what I mean?
dope. That's dope. We
We're
distribute
drug
dopeness.
dealers.
Yeah, since 2009.
Yes, sir.
Mm-hmm.
Speaking of dopeness.
17.5.
Not that dopeness. Speaking of dopeness, as always, I'm gonna call it in the corner today. Rocking the exclusive Printfinity joint with his face on it. Artwork as well. Bringing down the band patch. DJ Jay Diff patch on the left arm. Bringing down the band on the right. The one and only DJ Jay Diff.
Salutations.
What's going on, sir?
I'm chilling in the cut.
Yeah, that's fresh to death, brother.
Appreciate it. Just shout out to my guy Mike on the design of the face, you know.
Yeah,
That's
you
dope.
know we
That's
fool with
dope.
Michael. What's
He
up,
does
homie?
What up,
He
man?
does the hieroglyphics, actually, so.
Yeah, he's good at what he does.
Just in case Terry ever forgets what he looks like.
Yeah, man. I mean, can't nobody love you like yourself.
I heard that. Brother does.
And your mama.
He does good artwork.
And your wife, if
I
you're
see
married.
you. I see you.
There you go.
Maybe your dog.
Perhaps.
Oh,
Yeah.
yeah.
Dogs
Yeah.
love everybody.
True. Kind of.
Depends.
Yeah.
I like how you snuck that bringing down a band patch in.
I mean, I really didn't sneak it in. It was, it's official.
they haven't seen it yet.
It's a real patch.
Yeah.
It is, yeah. Like a
Embroidery.
Stitched.
It
Boy
is.
Scout patch. Kind of like that, huh?
I mean, if that's what you want to kind of label it.
Yeah, that's
I mean,
fresh,
but it's
though.
official.
Yeah, support
Bloke
Printfinity.
Paddington on the way.
Oh, man.
Okay.
Referee.
Can't wait till y'all see the first artist sponsored by the Bloke Paddington brand. It's going to be dope. Moving on, immediately to my left, sitting in for DJ Spoolz. I don't even think he's not a guest anymore. He's just one of the new old heads.
There's a T in guest.
I said guest.
Yeah.
Oh, my bad.
Yeah, don't do that, man. As I was saying, Mr. Wavy Light Skinned Girls Be Loving Me Now. The
You
voice.
just like to say that. So I'm not going to deny
We gotta
you that any
reiterate
longer.
that. We have to.
Sometimes you just got to just let it
Yeah.
go.
that's
just let
that's
that go,
It is
man.
what it is.
Everybody knows by now, okay?
Mhm.
Jay Moore is in the building.
Hey, what's going on, y'all?
Hey.
How are you, sir?
Doing well. You know, just another day in paradise, enjoying this beautiful weather that we got out here.
Oh, yeah.
On the
First
first day of spring. Yeah.
Yeah, it was.
It only snowed a couple times.
It was snowing on my way home today.
It's pretty weird.
Yeah.
Spring was like, psych.
Yeah.
And I
She
looked
had
at
a
like the
friend.
future forecast. Yeah, spring's not even around the corner.
Nah, man.
That's
Spring
dumb.
playing
I
with
would-
us.
That's that thing called global warming that people think don't exist.
Perhaps, huh?
Perhaps.
Oh, so Donald Trump was right.
Yeah.
Okay, we're going to stop that.
Yeah. We 45. Here we go. Episode 73. As always, I do not have a number. Spoolz usually has that. I couldn't even pull anything up quickly. I will give it a shot, but I don't think I know anything that is sports related to the number 73. Someone help
Dennis
me.
Rodman 73 for that short amount of time he played for?
I think
91.
he rocked 77 one time.
Because remember he played for the Mavericks for a quick
That
amount
might
of
have been
time.
73.
Was it?
Yeah. After the Lakers were like, nah, you got to get out of here. It was 70 something, but then he didn't last too much longer as a Maverick either. So
Then he had a stint in San Antonio. Then he did. Let's see, man.
yeah, I don't think it's that serious, but yeah.
Okay.
I mean, it's not like anybody remembers Dennis Rodman as a Dallas Maverick.
Not at all.
Yeah, so it is what it is.
All right, so we just gonna do.
Episode 73.
Episode
73.
me.
We look
We
forward
could do
to
Larry Allen.
at least 73-degree weather.
From
Larry Allen from the Cowboys.
Cowboys.
Offensive lineman.
Or didn't the Golden State Warriors win 73 games that
We're
year?
not
They
doing
did
that.
not win the NBA championship.
Nah, we're not doing that. I don't
Okay.
fool Gold State.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
That sounds personal.
Word.
Can't do that.
Shouts to Larry Allen then.
Okay.
Larry
yeah,
Allen
that
did.
Larry Allen episode.
Yeah, Super
Larry
Bowl
Allen.
champions.
I don't know who the hell Larry Allen is.
Yeah.
He used to block for Emmitt Smith
Very well, I might add.
Okay.
Yeah.
and Troy Aikman.
Michael Irvin was back there on that, back then.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Shout out to
One of
Neil.
those-
Shout out to
Remember
Neil
when we
Long.
seen him at at
Hi-Fi.
Icon.
I didn't see him, but I heard the story.
He came in there with his fur on.
Yeah, Michael Irvin is always he came because he came down. He was clubbing that night out on Thursday Night Football because he came to T-Balls that night.
Yeah, he had his nice mink on. Mm-hmm. Couple little breezies.
Yeah, man.
Real mink too.
Yeah.
No, it was real. It ought to be.
Wasn't that rabbit I see some of these cats around here wearing? So
wasn't that squirrel we be seeing these people out here on, man?
I mean, I'm a fan of
That
squirrel.
opossum.
yeah, take that
opossum.
Motherfuckers
take that
walking
German
around
Shepherd off.
opossum
You're doing it
on.
wrong.
Yeah.
You're embarrassing us with that German Shepherd coat.
Take that monkey shit out.
Yeah. Sit your ass down with that old possum.
Opossum, man.
With your
Winter coat on. We don't
Geneva
believe
watch. You got your fur at Shoppers World.
Yeah. Shout out to opossums.
Opossum.
All right. So
Opossum
all right,
face
so let's-
having ass.
Possibly.
Oh, I like that. Oh, possibly. Perhaps.
Apostrophe.
Hey.
Perhaps. See how that kind of work? Apostrophe.
I was waiting for somebody else.
Perhaps.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Drugs.
Perhaps.
Perhaps. Don't
Michael.
bite that.
Michael Irvin.
Mm.
Drugs, perhaps.
Oh,
Definitely.
yeah. Oh, yeah. Mike. Yeah, Mike had that boy for a little while.
17.5.
But, he got past that. He's a Hall of Famer.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying?
You really think he got past it?
I do. I
right.
think Mike is good now.
Cool. We'll just leave it at that then.
Yeah.
Maybe he swapped addictions.
Mm.
Well, whatever it is, he's still on TV.
He found about 2 pounds worth.
I was going to
Don't
say.
do
see, let's not go there.
I was going to go
Don't do
about
that.
20 pounds worth.
Yeah, I
Yeah,
mean, he's
at
got,
least 20.
he was in the league for a minute. He can get that 20-pounder.
He can definitely get that
Hey
20
man,
pounder.
hey man, we not
20
getting,
pounds of
Hey man,
pussy.
All right, yeah.
Hey man, we not getting off on that extra,
All
bro.
right,
We gonna keep
cool.
this straight down the road, brother.
Shouts to the Lion's Den.
Yes,
Hey,
sir.
straight up.
We see y'all up there. Pass y'all
It's
a
lit.
lot. Shout out to the homie Michael Anthony as well, on-site producing, bringing us those extra angles.
As
and
always.
special
Red August in the
effects.
house.
Yes, sir. Y'all pay that man. High quality material. Y'all pay that man. All right, so thehill.com, unfortunately, and everybody talks about, one of my guys got on me about 45. I said, we throw around topics. We choose what, we vote. We want to talk about it. It's cool. We try not to, but he continues to provide material. So, it is what it is on the 45. This is thehill.com. It says President Trump on Monday will release a plan to combat the opioid epidemic that includes the controversial idea of using the death penalty for some drug traffickers. Trump will announce the initiative to stop opioid abuse during the first visit as president to New Hampshire, a state the opioid epidemic has hit hard and where 2006 presidential candidates, including Trump, discussed the issue and its addiction at length.
Interesting.
Very. So
I have my thoughts on that.
Well, go ahead, sir. Pop it off.
I've recently read some books by Dr. Gabor Mate.
I like that.
He's got a book called Hungry Ghosts, and it's talking about addiction.
Mm-hmm.
And it goes into details on how, in general, we've actually talked about this a little bit in person.
Oh, yeah.
On how most people are kind of addicted to something.
Mm-hmm.
And there's a difference between treating the addiction and the escape.
Yes.
So recently, we've seen some stuff pop up in the news about open sites for people to do heroin legally on the West Coast.
Amsterdam. Perhaps.
Shouts to The Wire. And before I read this book, I was just kind of like, I don't know if that's necessarily a good idea. But then once you dive into what addiction is, it's kind of like, wow, that's probably a good idea because everybody's really addicted. Everybody just has different types of outlets or different types of escapes. Now, another side of that, we're talking about opioid drugs here.
Yep.
So is this going to address the pharmaceutical industry?
Good question.
So are we going to start sending the CEOs of drug companies to the electric chair?
Wow. Good
Well,
point.
Eli Lilly's in trouble.
See, the thing is, I think because a lot of times 45 likes to talk in code, let's just be honest. And when you hear
No
drug
question.
traffickers,
Yeah.
in the people who he's speaking to, even though we're talking about the opioid crisis, which was the abuse of prescription drugs,
Yes.
drug traffickers links back to those horrible Mexicans
Right.
that we need to build that wall for.
Yep.
It's not, because if you're talking about the people trafficking in Percocet, well, those are large pharmaceutical companies. Now, how are you? Who are you going to give the death penalty to there? Are you going to give the death penalty to the doctors who are writing these scripts? Are you going to give the death penalty to the people who run these pill farms out of Florida? So
many layers.
when you're talking about traffickers, and I think this is a gateway to get back to the people. The opioid crisis, because they make it. Because let's just be honest, if this wasn't affecting so many white people, because there was not this same level of sympathy when it was the crack epidemic.
True.
Okay, it wasn't like, oh, what can we do to help these people?
Yeah.
What can we do? Now they did increase the level of the level of prosecution, the amount of people that they put in jail. But there still wasn't, even in the 80s, as crazy it got, especially with the 1 to 100 ratio between crack and cocaine. They still weren't talking about the death penalty.
Right.
Now, I think this issue, as far as being able to talk about the opioid addiction, this is just a gateway for them to open up and create another way of enhancing the war on drugs, which has really been a war on poor and disenfranchised communities. This is just an end around to do that.
Yeah.
Because, like I said, when they're talking about traffickers, you're not talking about people who work in the pharmaceutical industry or pill farms. You're talking about going back to get those same people who were bringing the drugs in the 1980s, the 1990s. This isn't about, the CEO of Pfizer
It
or
never
Merck
is.
or
It
Eli
never is.
Lilly. This
those,
is about
those are his
yeah.
friends. At
Yeah.
the end of the day, what I want to see, since he's so serious about that,
Yeah.
I want to be serious about something else as well, because there's a lot of people behind bars based on marijuana charges.
Yeah.
And there's other people that are profiting off of it and living well right now. There's TV shows about the shit.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? And then you have people that had petty marijuana charges still sitting in prison.
Non-violent, mind you.
Non-violent. Still sitting in prison. And it's almost like a mockery of sorts. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
It's like, all right, we made it legal now in some areas, and to a certain extent, but you're still in prison for it. I really think something's wrong with that.
I think they have been establishing some legislation, and they are really trying to rectify that. Of course, it's still federal. Marijuana is still a federal crime.
Right.
It's just, it's funny how people talk about states' rights.
Yeah.
But when it comes to the issue of marijuana legalization, it's still like, no, the federal government should take care of that. But that's I think we've talked about that before.
Mm-hmm.
So, if they want to be serious to me, if you're good, there should be not one person in a Denver penitentiary or a Colorado penitentiary in there for a nonviolent marijuana charge.
California, Arizona.
And I know in California, they are making moves to not only release those people, but strike that from their record. If they're going to benefit so much as far as the tax dollars, then you can't continue to keep these people in prison. That's a moral play.
Mm-hmm.
Because then you're still just, you talk about the war on drugs and how it is a part of institutional racism. Well, then unless you're going to dismantle all of those processes, then, you're not really addressing the problem.
Right. And again, going back to all that, and when we want to we talk about opioid addiction, addiction is a brain disease, just like cancer and heart disease is a physical disease. Addiction is a brain disease.
We don't treat it like
we don't treat it like that.
We treat drug addicts like a crime, where
Exactly.
in many other places, the reason they've got a handle on this sort of thing is they treat it like it is a medical problem.
Yeah.
Yeah.
If I sit here and I say that I'm addicted to overworking, you're going to look at me and be like, oh, okay. But if I sit here and I say that I'm addicted to heroin, you're going to look at me differently.
No, certainly.
But the addiction's the same thing. It's just I have a different escape for it.
That's a fact. And to your point about it being situation in terms of the brain, it is serious.
Mhm.
Like, it's very serious. Like, even if what you said about yourself, like, to the naked eye, they're like, oh, he's just. But that really could be a serious problem for
Right.
you.
Right.
And it's just unfortunate that sometimes it's just not seen that way. So there's a lot of gray area here. There's a
lack of compassion in general, just in our society for addiction, unless it affects certain people.
Yeah.
So
I think that's true to a certain extent, because I don't see how, me personally, if it's known that this particular drug is going to affect you this type of way, there's nothing you can do about it. Yeah, I mean, it's been driven into you forever that if you try this drug, you're possibly going to be addicted to it. Mm-hmm. And for somebody to psych themselves out to be like, well, no, I'm stronger than that. No, it's a chemical. It's going to change some shit in you to make you really want that shit.
But it still affects everybody differently.
The chemical is the same chemical that goes off for different. So
with dopamine,
yeah.
For some people, it happens when they
some
eat
people have a
potato
lack
chips.
of it. So some people have a lack of it, and all it does is it enhances that particular thing. And certain people get it differently. I don't get it through substance. I'll drink right now, but I don't need to drink tomorrow. I don't need to drink in the next 2 weeks.
Right.
I've never done drugs.
Right.
But I have my drug of choice, and it does produce higher dopamine levels for me.
Right.
That's just not what I go to. That's just not my. That's
how people
That's
get.
not my escape.
People get addicted to food.
Food, sugar,
video games, like all these things. So it. I'm not excusing illegal drug
Not
use.
at
Like
all.
of course,
not at all.
when you talk about heroin, especially now, like I don't know how someone is going to start heroin. I think I've talked about and say,
neither.
oh no, I can handle my heroin.
You smoke crack, don't you?
I do a little
Right.
heroin on
Shout
the
out to Joe
weekends.
Clark.
It'll be all good. Especially if you have any addiction in your
this is great
family.
to have on the
don't
back.
get me wrong. There are still people producing it and putting it out there.
No question.
No
question.
But me personally, I wish we would address more of the actual compassionate components of it.
Address it as a public health issue.
Yeah,
because that's what other countries do, and it works a great deal better for them than it does here.
So we'll see how it goes. 45 is on one, so we shall see. Shout out to my homie Jesse too. He always keep me on point about my 45 use. I'm sorry, bro. We had to get at him on that one. He's staying in the news, but
You'll be all right, Jesse.
He'll be all right. That's the homie. He's been supporting us for a long time, so we appreciate you. Let's go to CNN.
Real quick.
Yes, sir.
On 45.
Yep.
Okay.
He just congratulated Putin for winning the election.
You know,
I like when you say Putin. It's just funny.
you know,
Putin be Putin.
what's my man?
Who did
was
he
that?
even run against?
Who was that went off on him about
yeah.
that? I just saw it on.
I don't know. I just thought that was an interesting fact.
Somebody clowned him like really bad.
Can we stay on 45? I have another thing too.
John McCain, that's who it was. He went off about that.
So this military parade next year on Veterans Day is going to cost $30 million.
$30 million.
So we on some South Korea shit now?
That shit's
Or
bizarre.
North Korea shit, I mean.
Or
not
Russian,
South.
German.
Yeah, that's
I don't
exactly what that is.
A show of arms.
It's like
That's some bullshit.
word. We could use that money. And granted, in the grand scheme of things, $30 million isn't necessarily a ton of money, I guess.
I'm sure it could be used somewhere else.
Exactly.
Flint still does not have
Clean
Exactly.
water. Yeah.
Yeah, it could be used somewhere
and
else.
that's kind of where I was going. I'm sure that $30 million could be
no question.
used towards the potholes in Indianapolis and maybe the water system and
Hold on,
Flint
man.
and the infrastructure everywhere, and maybe Puerto Rico could use
Maybe.
it.
Perhaps.
Possibly.
Yeah, Puerto Rico still doesn't
They might
have
need some power.
Speaking of the city of Indianapolis,
But let's show our guns off.
y'all need y'all ass for these potholes, man. Straight up. Now, I'm sorry. The city of Indianapolis has to get the fucks your bill. Because if I hit one more pothole, seriously, man, fix the damn potholes, please.
It's crazy.
Hey.
And it's funny because I thought it was just us, but I've been seeing a lot of people all over the place complaining about potholes.
It's real.
It felt like it was just us, though.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? I was
At first, yeah.
How do our streets look like this?
Bruh.
So apparently they bought the wrong mixture or something.
Yeah, it's some in the heat and cold fluctuation.
Apparently
Pretty much created craters.
But when they bought the stuff to build the roads or something, or the mixture was wrong for our climate or something, and then they had to just eat it.
Well, clearly, because the thing is,
We have big ass holes.
I was home in St. Louis,
Hoes like
and
the
then,
Disney movie Hoes.
We see you.
and
We
then
see
I
you.
was like, why is it? I mean, St. Louis has its own issues, but I'm telling you, I drove around all weekend, and it just felt nice not to have to
Dodge,
be dipping and swerving, trying to avoid
Mario
all
Kart.
these craters in the middle of the street.
Yeah.
Because I hit one on College on my way to the DJ school, and
Dude.
I mean,
There's
I
some
was like,
big ones on
ooh, that
College.
just sounded
Man,
expensive. Like,
there's
my
one-
steering has been off for a minute.
There's
Like,
one on Briar Ripple Avenue, like right almost before you're about to go through past the Moonon Trail.
Okay.
Matter of fact, it's kind of by McDonald's.
mhm.
Okay.
Dude, this hole is so fucking big. And it's been there forever. I'm like, how did y'all not at least plug that bitch?
Mhm.
Because, I mean, it fits at least 2 tires in there. So if somebody went in there, there's still space for another tire.
Oh wow.
You know what I'm
There's-
saying? It's huge.
They finally covered that manhole right north of the school, or right south of the school.
Okay.
And there, it was like a manhole and then like open area and then just like big rocks just sitting in there. Somebody left the school a couple weeks ago and popped both his right
I saw
tires.
Hey man, y'all get that shit fixed. This is crazy.
I blame this shit on Mike Pence and fucking Donald Trump.
I'll go with that.
Mm-hmm.
It works
Sounds
for
good to
me.
me.
Son of a bitch.
Yeah, let's go. Let's go CNN. Let's talk a little music. Shout out to all.
You say
of
let's go
Memphis.
CNN and talk about music?
CNN. That's where I got the article from.
Oh, okay.
Sorry.
No, you know.
Shout out to Memphis. All of Memphis. Talk a little. This
Who
is
else makes music, though? Because we only shout out Memphis because you say music.
music. Oh,
Shout out to East Arizona,
Word.
don't know any artists in East Arizona.
but I'm sure there are some.
Do you think they do make music? All right. So let's talk. Here's an article from CNN. Shout out to East Arizona. We see y'all.
Uh-huh.
And West Arizona.
And West Arizona.
And
Oh, now we
North.
got to do
Yeah.
North Kakalaka.
all of Arizona. We
County
see
seat
y'all.
of Arizona.
You know,
we see
yeah.
y'all.
North
Shouts to-
Dakota. I think Kanye's recording his album in North Dakota or some
Wyoming.
weird. Wyoming.
Yeah.
Same shit.
Okay. It's all the same.
Yeah.
Okay.
Just open
Yeah.
land all the way
Yeah,
across.
same shit.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. Fair enough. Shout out to East.
I
North,
hope he
South,
drops
West
something that's
Arizona.
meaningful.
I think it's gonna be. Well, no, I ain't gonna say trash.
Yeah.
I'm not excited about it.
Yeah.
We talked about this. I'm not excited about it. I wish him well. There was a bomb threat for South by Southwest, and it caused Bud Light to cancel a concert. And this would have been a dope concert. It was the Roots, and Rhapsody was supposed to perform as well. It says Austin police arrested Trevor Weldon. Ingram is his name, 26 years old, in connection with the threat.
Son of a bitch.
Yep, he was arrested on charges of making a terroristic threat. The incident began Saturday around 4:30 when Live Nation Music representative contacted police to report a bomb threat was received via email. They made it to the Fair Market event venue when the Bud Light and Roots and Friends Jam was scheduled to take place. And then officers responded to a location. They found no explosives, but they did cancel the show.
Why would they do that at the Root show, though?
And the thing is, Ninth Wonder posted on.
You know why I'm mad? Let me tell you why I'm mad.
Yeah, he was mad. He posted on IG basically with a big ass picture of dude, his mugshot. And I think he since pulled it down, but that must have just been out of frustration, when they found out it was canceled. But he just was like, man, like the Roots was about to rock, rap was about to go on, like everybody was ready for that show at South by Southwest. And then we get a cornball that does something like this to it. Usually, from what I've heard, usually a positive, just all around dope event for people to network, people to get a chance to perform in front of people, fans, and just peers, like get a chance to really rock out. So it's fucked up that happened on right before the Roots got a chance to go on with rap. Like, luckily nobody was hurt from what I read. I could be wrong if I missed something, but
I mean, there's many artists that performed at South by Southwest.
yeah.
They could have picked another artist to bomb. I mean, not to make light of the situation,
I feel
but
you.
I mean,
I feel
the
you.
Roots,
The
and
Roots
Rhapsody.
though, and Rhapsody, yeah.
There was some trash ass rappers performing this past weekend in Austin, Texas.
Now,
I'm
did the
just saying.
person understand what was going on in Austin with the other situations as far as bombs being left on people's doorsteps and killing? I wonder if that factored into it, or that person just
weren't
didn't.
they doing that with FedEx? Was it FedEx? Like
Well, I
just
don't.
Packages,
It's
right?
just packages that
okay.
have been left, and apparently There's another one that exploded before it got to someone's house today.
That's crazy, man.
And you know, the consistent thing with it, unfortunately, is it's all targeted African American families in the area.
Yeah.
So they think there might be something linking all of these, but I'm just thinking if that person. No, I don't know if he was mad because he wasn't going to get into the show, or you know, he's some SoundCloud rapper that felt some type of way. But I don't know if he. Yeah,
he's a coward.
Yeah, so it was
That's a
like,
98%
life to
of these
live.
dudes is cowards.
That's a
pretty
fact.
much, yeah. So
That's a fact.
sad all
Houston.
around, man. Sad
It
all
is.
around. But you know, it's I mean, and for those of you who don't know what's going on in Austin, there have been. I want to say 3 or 4 people have been killed by these bombs left on people's front steps. So it's a scary time, man. I think there are bombings happening in an American city right now. You're not hearing a lot about it on the news, not as much as you should.
There was a shooting a school shooting, I believe, in Maryland today.
Yeah.
A young man shot.
Today?
Yeah,
A young man shot. I think it was they were arguing over something that had to do with video games or something like that.
Really?
And he shot a little girl, shot her.
Oh no,
and,
this was
that
unfortunately you conflict. There were 2 stories.
Oh, they're mixed. Okay,
yeah,
okay.
because unfortunately this kid
Straighten me out.
He was it was a 9-year-old,
Okay.
and he thought that for whatever reason he and his sister were just playing, and it was over a video game controller, and he thought the gun was fake, pulled the trigger.
What is he doing around a gun that he thought was fake?
Once
I mean,
again,
At 9.
I mean,
once again, that there's a whole bunch of things into that, you know. But then there was another school shooting today, and a couple people. I think 3
that's the
people
one
were
I was.
injured.
Yeah.
I mean,
think
you know,
that's in
it's
Maryland.
it's unfortunately that
What kind of
so
guns were
much
they using?
gun violence that we're just mixing things up at this point. But
United
Yeah.
States of goddamn America.
Yes, sir.
you know, and then there was another toddler shooting last week.
A toddler shooting.
Well, no, like a toddler.
Toddler shot somebody?
Yeah, toddler shot somebody. There's actually an issue.
Did y'all see this
That's
shit?
a uniquely American
to,
problem.
Not to stay on the bullshit topics, but
Yeah.
there was an incident I seen on Facebook where a young lady and her boyfriend killed her daughter, and like the father was trying to get custody of this child,
What?
and the system failed him as far as giving him custody, and the little girl ended up dying.
The baby mama killed
The
little
baby
girl?
mama and the boyfriend.
Was that here?
No, I wasn't here. I can't remember exactly where
No,
it
I
was, but
saw
they
it.
showed like a video of dude is in court going nuts. I mean, imagine that pain.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? You've been trying to get your daughter,
Yeah.
and then that shit happens,
Yeah.
and then the fuck boy ass boyfriend, like when they're escorting him out of the courtroom, he turns and looks at the gallery and shit, and dude
Damn.
loses his shit.
I can't blame
Rightfully
you.
so, though. You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying?
That's crazy, dog.
Yeah.
Who
Crazy
does
world,
that?
man. Crazy world. It don't stop.
Nah.
Man, it's tough. That's
Yeah.
tough. I hadn't heard that one. That's
Yeah,
tough.
it's crazy.
Yeah, condolences to them. That's crazy, bro. I couldn't imagine. I don't have children, so I can't relate, nor will I say that I know what that's like. But it's just from the outside looking in, I still can't imagine. Yeah, that's nuts, bro.
Yeah.
So, but yeah, man. I hope, like I said, nobody was injured. None of the artists, from what I read, were injured. But it's just unfortunate, man. That it's just become.
This
a
is what's going on in the
regular-
world.
This is a thing that we've covered multiple times just since we've done the show, the podcast. Shootings or bombings or whatever. It's not. There's no shock value now. It's like, damn, another one. You know what I'm saying? So, and that's unfortunate. But though that is also a reflection of the times that we're in. So. It is what it is. I want to go to GQ magazine. Diddy was on the cover, and
Neat.
he talked about
Was he on his what's his name? He was trying to go by Love. Joy
I
shit.
don't know if he was
Brother
on Love
Love.
on this one. Brother Love. He said he's been talking to Hov, Jay-Z, for those playing along at home. They plan on pretty much moving forward with the Black Excellence movement. You know, they out here getting that bread, trying to spread the wealth, spread the knowledge,
Trying to get that Billy.
trying to get that Billy.
I think Hove about to cross it.
He is soon. He is.
This year.
Well, you know, when you talk about his combined household income, he's already there.
He's
Yeah.
already there combined, but yeah.
Dolo, I think he's on his way.
Yeah.
But they're trying to develop an app that will make it easier to access black businesses. I think it's on the internet, like the national or local level. Once they get it popping, I think that's dope. Jay Moore, you and I were talking about this prior to us coming on. I think you said you thought there may have been an app that was similar. We couldn't come up with the name, but my question to you is, if there was an app that is similar, or is an app that is similar, do we think the cosign from Hov and Diddy on this version, if you will, of an app that will, help the black businesses, do we think that will push that app to the forefront and make it actually something that will catch on due to that cosign?
Well, just having them involved, I mean, already gets people excited about it.
Right.
But the thing is, I do, and I feel bad because I was trying to research this before the start of the show, and I just could not find the information, because there already is an app like that developed by a young lady. And I'll just say, like I said, I can't remember the name, but I remember they talked about it on the Breakfast Club this morning when they talked about this story. Yeah. And I think it would be nice if since there's already a system like that perhaps it would be nice if Diddy and Jay-Z decided to, if not partner,
or fund
with this young lady who's already got this whole thing going. Yeah. As opposed to using their names to kind of overshadow it. I mean, like, not that there can't be another one, because let's just be honest, if they launch this and they get it going, this will be something that everybody, because it doesn't take anything to download to your smartphone, and it'd be ready to go. I mean, and the thing is, there's always kind of been something like this. I remember, I'm not sure if they had it in Indianapolis or different cities, but I do remember in St. Louis there was this there's something called the Black Pages. It was essentially the Yellow Pages, but for all minority-owned businesses. So I mean, there have been different attempts at this at different times, but with where technology is right now, to have it at your fingertips, I think would be a game changer. Because I do agree with what Diddy said. He's like, it's time to stop marching. I mean, we don't want to completely stop that, because, hey, that is a part of what we've done to affect social change, but it's time to start charging. You know what I'm saying? Like, so let's support each other. If somebody's got a business and they're doing the right thing, like a Printfinity, if you will, then it's time to go ahead and spend some money with your people and make it happen.
I'd like to see that young lady. I'd like to see that young lady just get, an endorsement, like a partnership, to your point, because I don't want to say her app will be irrelevant, but as the other one grows, it's kind of like, all right, I'm just going to rock with Diddy and Hov based off the name. And I'm sure she put a lot of effort into it. On the flip side, when you're doing business, you can't really think about, it's about your brand and expanding your brand. So you it's not really about, well, I don't want to step on someone's toes. It's about that bottom line and making sure, your brand gets out there, your product gets out there. But if we're going to keep in the theme of the black excellence, I think it would be dope for them to, throw a bone or something, just kind of find a way to collab.
But, at the same time, she's first one to market. Like, the thing is, like, like I said, I feel bad that I can't remember her name and the name of her app. But
we'll
put it, we'll put it in the links.
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying? Because we want to give her props as well. Yeah. So, so once we post the videos to internet, to Instagram, rather, to internet.
We can post it to internet and
to Facebook and whatnot.
Holler at Dan Quill.
Yeah, we'll make sure that we give her props, because that's what she's due.
Fair enough. Yeah, I thought that was a dope idea. So hopefully that pops off. I definitely will be getting that and seeing what's popping with that. Hopefully Printfinity pops up. You know what I'm saying? We can break bread.
Hope
with
they
them.
don't charge me to be on there and shit.
You know what I'm saying? You might have to put a little bag up to get into the
business model,
network, brother.
Hopefully, if I just give me a title membership, he'll just let me slide.
I like that.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, buy some hours. You know what I'm saying? You'll be good. Okay,
yeah,
we'll play this back when it's time for you to get into the
big
network.
ass bottle too.
Yeah,
there you go.
Probably like this tall.
That's neat. They don't sponsor the podcast though.
They don't. Damn.
Oh
man, that's it.
It's
right
at the
there.
crib though.
Yeah, exactly. It's not on the table.
Yeah,
that's very slick.
I'm gonna reverse his words right there. I got a bottle. I got a bottle of.
Hey, that's lit though. Let's do
like,
it.
why'd they edit that? Because they're not breaking no bread.
We all about the culture.
It's that
of black
Bone Thugs 2018 shit, right?
Yeah, shouts to our sponsors.
Yeah, we all about that culture and that black excellence. But y'all gotta cut that check. They ain't cut the check.
Right.
His excellence was excellent as
After he hit the entrance.
Long story. DJ Envy. People are still talking about this.
Man.
He was real light skinned on the Breakfast Club.
I wouldn't even say light skin.
No, that was light skin.
He was on some sucker shit.
His beige meter was really high.
High.
Beige, real beige.
Beige
High.
rage.
And I'm sure everybody is aware of what happened.
No, I mean there's literally a beige meter on
on the video.
I don't even know if I can tell. Who can tell this the best? Like I don't know.
Okay. Like
I'm not as familiar with the homies.
Okay.
Desus Mero as y'all are. So
okay, so shout out to Desus Mero, the Bodega Boys.
I said Desus. I'm sorry.
It's like Ebro.
Sorry, y'all.
Well, anyway, this was a few weeks ago where DJ Envy went on The View. Not The View.
Yeah, it's pretty
Shout
much
out to the View though.
What's the other one? The Talk. Anyway, and they were in.
Wearing his sexy waiter.
shit.
He's wearing a sexy waiter
he
jacket.
and his wife were talking about.
For the record, he had on the white quick blazer from Harlem Nights. If y'all saw Harlem Nights, he had on the quick
but it was
blazer
made
with
of like
the black lining.
It was made of like satin or something.
It was very shiny.
Yeah.
He had a quick blazer on. Shout out to Quick.
So anyway, he gets on, and he and his wife have a podcast called the 𝐃𝐄𝐃𝐃𝐒.
Oh, okay.
So
I didn't know that.
yeah, I mean, and
I have no
apparently
interest in it,
they
but-
talk about marriage stuff or whatever.
He's a master
He's a
troll,
fool.
man. I'm telling y'all, y'all sleep.
And
Hey,
so
I ain't sleep.
DJ Envy in the Blades right now, please. Continue. Just kidding, Envy. We love you.
yeah. So anyway, they go on the talk, and they talk about their podcast and their marriage, and apparently there was a real problem at one point where DJ Envy had cheated on his wife with Erica Mena from Love and Hip Hop.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, who's and this is all very messy. This is once again the shade room part of our show because now Joe Budden has a baby with Erica Mena. So, but apparently.
Interesting.
Is it Erica Mena or is it
No, it's Erica
Sin
Mena.
Santana?
No.
Sin Santana is Joe Budden's new baby, right?
Man, they out here. They out
They
here
all the-
collecting all the thoughts.
Honestly, they
gotta
might-
catch them all.
They might as well be
Go
the
ahead,
same
brother.
person.
Go ahead,
anyway.
brother. Same person. That's all right.
Gotta catch them all.
It's like 12 women that everyone has sex with in
Pokemon.
the industry. It's really kind of messed up.
I'm
Gotta
with you when
catch
you're
them
right.
all.
Okay, so of course, if you watch Desus Mero, like part of their shtick, if you will, is like they'll pull clips from other TV shows and they'll talk about them. Well, at one point where his wife is talking about how she decided to stay after Tyrese sang for him. I'm telling you, go look this up. It's a wild story. And then apparently Mero says something about she stuck around for that check because DJ Envy is very much paid even outside of the radio thing and outside of hip hop through real estate. That's.
But his wife got more paper than him.
If you follow on Instagram, you see there's no way DJ Envy just has multiple Ferrari and Bentley money just off of what he's making. I mean, he makes some nice coin up there, but he's been getting it for a minute. And so
We saw his vest.
Yeah, yeah. You just don't get a jacket like that if you're not out here getting that money.
Excuse me, gentlemen. Y'all make sure y'all address that properly. That is a quick blazer.
I'm sorry. The quick. We
The
saw
quick, the Harlem Nights.
Yes, that
the
is a quick
2018
blazer.
version of the Harlem Nights blazer.
Apologies.
There we go.
And so basically, they
Mr. Shiny
so they
Suit.
insinuated that his wife was just there because he was getting that money.
Right.
All right. It is what it is. Quick little joke, might have been half a second, and so. When it's time to interview them, because they're, like I said, they're big media personalities now. They come to the Breakfast Club, and DJ Envy starts off with an insult and then asks for an apology.
Insulted both of them.
Yeah. And the thing is, I understand you shouldn't be going to people's spouses.
Okay.
But the thing is, his wife is not a civilian at this point.
Right.
She's on TV. She has a podcast. So she's fair game, just like anybody else is. If you start talking about people's kids are dirty or whatever, you know what I'm saying? That's different.
The
That'd have been
disclaimer,
foul.
the new old heads are not fair game because we have podcasts.
Yeah.
I'm just saying we bought that life.
I'm used to being talked about.
Be
y'all,
careful.
y'all, I'm used to trust me, people have.
Be careful.
They're I remember one time, my girlfriend at the time was talking to somebody about, one of the things I had hosted. And it's I hate that motherfucker who be on there. She didn't, but he didn't know that was my girlfriend, when we were together. That was just an honest moment for this person. And people have talked to people I've worked with and be like, why does he get to host everything? You're not knowing. So I understand there's just a certain level of, I know there are people who, hate because on the stuff that I do. And you know what? That's just fine because at least they have an opinion. So I really don't care. But if you're out here in any way, shape, or form, but at the same time, if you came and talked greasy about, whoever I was dating at the time, that's different because I don't even put them out there for you to talk about them. So if you decide you wanted to bring something personal like that, then you were going to get
very personal.
You were going to get these words and perhaps these hands. But it's different with DJ Envy because now your wife is a successful media personality. You can't expect for her not to get talked about ever at all.
This is what I'll say to that though.
Talk that talk, man.
I respect him sticking up for his wife. Any man should stick up for his wife.
No doubt. I mean,
I can dig
you're
that.
the one person in the room who's put it on paper, so you need to speak on this.
That's a fact.
I can definitely dig that. But for you to walk out of your own show,
that's light skin.
Based off of what somebody else said, and it wasn't even a hardcore diss like that.
Like they go much harder.
Yeah,
the people on the Breakfast Club, like you sit next to Charlemagne every day. He be going in on people.
Yeah.
So like
Charlemagne went in on Envy about this shit. Like
the
day when that came out, he was posting endless shit about Envy. Like Envy got up and walked away from his own radio show, and Desus and Mero are looking at him like, did he really just do that? They just gave him more fuel.
To me, that's not a good look.
It's not a good look.
To walk off your own show,
especially if you ask for an apology, they give you an apology. Like if you're not going to accept my apology, don't even ask for it.
Exactly. That's the thing.
How
he asked for it, they gave it to him multiple times, tried to clarify it, and then he
kept
like
going. He stayed.
How hurt can your feelings really be based off of that? And look at him. Look at that look he's doing though right there though.
They went at him again today.
Look at that.
I didn't see today's.
No, I mean
or last night. Or
I mean, and that was lightweight because what they did on Thursdays, like if you. I'm telling you, because the thing is, they always post Thursday's show, the entire show on YouTube. So if you go to Desus Mero, you'll be able to see the entire Thursday. Like the whole A block was about DJ Envy, and it was hilarious.
It was funny.
Yeah, matter of fact, they had the time breakdowns, and it was Envy, 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 and then it was like somebody else random sprinkled in Envy, Envy.
Yeah, it was like the person they interviewed that day. I think it was.
As soon as Envy walked off, Charlemagne goes, so here's a question. Have you guys ever, what was the spicy commentary like?
You got into it because of your spicy commentary?
Yeah, it was a wrap.
And they started apologizing for everything.
Yeah, and that's the funny thing now is on the shows like, oh, we apologize, like not meaning it, but it's really funny.
I thought they were genuine. I thought they were really were like, all right, man, my fault. We forgot. My fault. It's cool. After that, there was no need for him to be emotional for 5 more minutes.
Nah, man. You wanna know why I'm mad? I'm gonna tell you why I'm mad.
Tell him why you mad, son.
I feel like I should
that was
some
sucker shit, man.
Yeah, I can't vouch for that.
Because that really just showed that they won.
Yeah, because once again, your wife is if she was a civilian. I know it's a weird way to put it, but
that's what it is. So,
but she's a part of.
That's what it is.
She's a part of the culture.
Yeah, she out here being regular. Then,
like if she was just at home making sure your kids was straight, and all of a sudden you had a joke for her, it's altogether different. And first of all, if you want to talk about disrespecting your wife, the reason you were there is because you had disrespected your wife by sleeping with somebody from Love and Hip Hop.
Let's get down to the root cause here.
Don't you can only get so
doing
mad.
Doing some real fugazi shit.
Yeah,
in the midst of
if you want to talk about what's
y'all hear about
mad,
that?
Disrespectful. Yeah.
What's that now?
I mean, he was doing some real fugazi shit.
Fugazi and
somebody was touching his butt.
Yeah, he's on that shit. So
all right.
Well,
allegedly. I always like to throw that in there.
Go ahead and give the air quotes.
Yeah,
and shit.
allegedly.
But man, get out of here, man.
I don't think I like this topic anymore.
I'm just saying,
Does it
why
make you
not?
uncomfortable?
It's just we just expressing why Envy was acting so beige.
See, I didn't hear the part about the why.
What you
just say, man? What you just say?
I said we're expressing why Envy was acting so beige.
20 pounds.
At least 20 pounds.
What you say Envy was doing while he was cheating?
See, these are alleged because Snapchat stuff.
Yeah, I mean, I can't say it was for sure, but like he said, the Shade Room portion of the show.
Okay.
Shout to the Shade Room.
Yeah, he was.
They can send us a check.
He was interested in getting his diddle
butt
twinkled.
stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He wanted to get his diddle twinkled. Pretty much.
Allegedly.
Right.
Allegedly. So
let's go ahead now.
He's not interested in the 2-pounder or the 20-pounder.
It's a whole different genre.
Yeah.
Okay, that's unfortunate.
Yeah.
Moving on.
Sucker shit.
Allegedly.
Shout out to Desus Mero.
Yeah.
We'd like to be on the show.
Hey,
Please bring
and
us out
if
there.
you don't have us on the show, shout out to the Casey crew.
Hey,
Yeah.
We'll go.
straight
We'll
up.
come on there.
Yeah,
All
we'll come on
that.
there too.
Yeah, we'll
Shout
come.
out to the
We'll,
Bodega Boys, the Casey crew,
Viceland.
and
I know they ain't
Shade
sponsoring
Room.
us, but hey,
Hey,
Yeah.
look,
holler at us.
We trying to get to that
we out
bag.
here.
yeah, we're trying to get to that bag.
Don't be out there getting your butt touched, man.
Oh man, see, allegedly.
He likes butt stuff. He likes
See,
butt stuff.
see.
Next,
Next topic, man. Man,
Coming to the stage.
you can't give him that much room to maneuver, man. I'm telling you, man.
Hey.
All right, man. Moving on. No more of this. Whatever y'all call it, man.
Butt stuff.
Yo, man. Envy's out here bad.
He's a sucker for that shit.
Moving forward, I now know that Envy's.
What we got?
I didn't realize Envy's booty game was that high.
Hey.
But
See?
that's what it is.
See,
Allegedly.
you took it up somewhere else.
Yeah, we-
but-
You ain't qualified to.
I'm not. When it comes to booty game, I'm not qualified.
Butt stuff.
Yeah, I don't know about butt stuff. To each his own, though. But I don't know about the booty game.
I hope you don't. Shit.
Thank you, brother. Keep me on my square,
Because
brother.
it's about the company you keeping.
Yeah.
And this is the company I keep.
Keep me on my
so,
square,
yeah.
brother. Yes. If you ever hear any inkling, brother, come talk to me because it ain't true, brother.
Not that there's anything wrong
Not
with
that
that.
this- yeah,
To each
this,
his
you
own,
know,
though.
Hey, it's-
Personal
yeah, what you
preference.
want to do, but hey,
between you and the
Personal
Lord.
preference, yeah. Personal
Intervention.
preference. So speaking personal preference. All right. That's enough of that.
Don't get your diddle
Come on, man. Game versus what is it? Teriyaki 6ix9ine?
suck
for
ass six.
No,
Is it Teriyaki 6ix9ine?
no, Tekashi.
Tekashi
Tekashi.
6ix9ine. All right. So,
Isn't that like a cereal?
Tekashi.
Tekashi.
No, I think it's just Kashi.
Kashi.
Tekashi.
No,
anyway.
Kashi
Yeah,
is
it's a
something.
cereal. Yeah, yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
Anyway,
Kashi-
No, I think they make
Kashi's
the
Is it multiple
the
colors?
bars. The
Nutrition-
like the granola
granola
joints.
bars, yeah.
Yeah,
That
the-
is a brand, but I don't know
Okay.
if he do that.
yeah.
Is
Okay.
it
So
it's teriyaki?
it's Tekashi, not teriyaki. That would,
Tekashi.
if he was Asian, that would have been a real racist thing for you
But
to
he
say, but
ain't
he's
though.
not. So
I mean,
it's-
he only know what he is though,
Man,
from what I'm
is
hearing.
he? He's a sucker too.
Yeah, so apparently he and the game are the game got game got at him at a concert. He had the whole crowd screaming like you
Well,
know,
he
like,
does
fuck.
that a lot at the
But he-
concerts. I'm more impressed with what he did on Instagram.
See, here's the thing. So he first of all he pulled up an old photo with him like a Bill Cosby sweater on and some chick. And I'm like, all right, he's like, this is the dude that you guys are champion in New York as a blood.
They what is this whole? He's the blood in New York. What
Apparently
the hell is that shit
there's
about?
apparently this is how I understood it. There's a I don't want to say branch. I'm not gang related, so I don't know
It's a
how
chapter?
that shit. Yeah, I don't know how that shit go. I'm not gang related. I don't know about that.
It's the Lambda Eta chapter
There's
of
a
the Bloods.
section of the Bloods in New York.
Okay. Break it
And
down.
clearly they're at the New York section.
Mm-hmm.
Apparently these dudes are for real, and I guess they've co-signed him.
They
And
thugs?
on him. That's what I'm hearing. They say he's an actual blood. I guess the game ain't going.
They
And
probably paying.
Could be.
He's probably paying
to
them.
be associated, right?
Yeah, I mean,
all right,
yeah, because
Okay.
I mean, all the shit that Game posted about that
yeah,
was bonkers.
yeah,
Like he had him like you said, hugged up with the little
Yeah.
It looks like he was
with
at,
the
he was at
with the
it looked
Carlton
like,
sweater
it looked
on,
like he was
tied
at
and
the
shit.
Sadie Hawkins dance back in
Definitely.
the day.
wow.
I'm
Yeah.
not mad at that. Like,
I'm not either.
Yeah,
I don't even know if
hey,
they
but
do that. I don't know if
thing.
they do that anymore. They
Then
do
then
that
he
anymore?
he had like a blue rag on his neck. Then
Yeah.
he had a blue comforter.
It
Then he
looked
had
like
a video where a guy was like, you trying to do something strange for a little bit of change, and he's just trying to throw gang signs and shit and do
But
like you hear me talking to you.
But the blue comforter though was like rag material.
yeah, it
You know what I'm
was.
saying? It
Well,
was
see,
like
the thing is, the Crips, I don't think have a chapter in that section
Well,
of New
you know,
York, so he couldn't go. I think that's what it was. He couldn't join.
I don't know what it's called. But anybody that wants to help us out,
it's
by
more-
all means.
More fugazi shit.
Bottom
We
line
in
though,
here being real disrespectful to gangs right now.
yeah.
I mean-
obviously we're uneducated.
Nah, this is not being disrespectful to gang stuff because they don't co-sign that shit. Like the real bloods do not co-sign that shit.
Right.
They're talking about a real blood ain't walking around with pink and purple hair and shit. I mean,
Yeah.
it is what it is.
My thing is,
I ain't out here living that life either. But at the same time, are you really going to be scared of somebody that runs up on you with pink and purple hair?
Doesn't he have colored teeth?
Yeah, he does.
my thing is,
Nothing like getting famous and then joining a gang. That's awesome.
Game's point is like there's so many people that
That's
have
sarcasm, by the way. Just let you know.
Lost their lives.
they went to jail,
Yeah.
lost their lives, passed away, lived for it, rep it, blah 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 blah, which I believe is true. So, with that being said, it's like I understand where he's coming from. If he's the blood,
YG ain't feeling that shit either.
that's what I'm saying. So these are dudes that are actually coming out like, yo, that's not a good look. So I don't want this to end bad, but I think fam is walking a really, really tight line because I don't know if this is the route you want to go. That's just my opinion. I don't know.
Apparently, he
if
was
that's
down
the route you wanna
at he was already down at South by Southwest and was pressed by James Prince Jr.
go. He did not
I
perform
don't,
as well.
I don't
Yeah.
think he wants smoke from
No,
Jay
you
Prince.
don't want anything. You that is a family that you do not like.
Yeah.
That's a family that will get your chain back if you know what I'm
Yeah.
saying.
Yeah,
So.
Jay Prince. They
Steve-
was heavy.
ask Steve
we were
Francis.
we were kids hearing about
Where
Scarface and Jay
Where
Prince.
Jay Prince from, Mike?
Houston, if I'm not mistaken. Houston.
All right.
Yeah.
He's not for all that lip wrestling.
Yeah, he's from Houston. So, I remember seeing articles or interviews with Scarface talking about how heavy dude was when they were coming up for the Ghetto Boys.
Been
So,
real, been true.
yes, sir. So, yeah, I'll be careful with that if it was me.
Nah,
But
for
that's
real.
just me.
I mean, he don't want that smoke.
I don't think so. So, Jay Moore and I talked about this. I don't think you started, but I know you didn't listen to it.
What?
But Snoop's gospel album,
No, I didn't. Did
I
not hear
laughed
that.
for the first two.
Is there a heaven for a gangster?
No, don't do
No,
that.
yeah,
Don't
that's
do
not
that.
what it
Don't do
is.
that. Don't do that. It's called Bible of Love.
All G's go to heaven.
Come on, man. Come on, man. Bible of Love. So I listen to there's like 30-something records on there, which is way too much.
Is it really?
No, it's not that many.
Is it 30?
No,
Let me
no,
pull
no,
up on
no, no,
Spotify.
no, no.
It's gotta be
It's
over
like- it's-
20, bro.
No, it's like 15 or 16 records.
All right.
What album was you
Look at this,
listening
man. Look at this.
That's not.
That's
What's
it.
this called again?
I mean,
Bible of Love.
Snoop Dogg presents Bible of Love.
Look at this, man. Look
All
at me.
right.
Look how I'm scrolling.
Keep going.
Look
gotta
how
be
I'm
a-
scrolling.
It gotta be a dub.
Yeah. Okay. Okay. Close to 20, maybe.
All right. We'll
But
call
certainly
it a
not
dub.
30.
We'll call it a dub. Right?
Okay.
So I listened to it. I
The
listened
whole
to
thing?
No. I got about halfway through. What I was surprised at, one, it's not Snoop rapping over like trying to make gangster rap, gospel rap. How many tracks? 32 tracks. Told you.
Golly. I really slept because
I got about 15 or
I
16.
probably hit 3.
Wow.
So, and the production is cold, but it's more of a featured, like it's him putting gospel artists over some production that's kind of like, I don't want to say hip hop, but it's more modern. But it actually is, it's not bad, man, when you listen to the songs.
KC's on there.
I heard it was actually a decent album, but
It's
I made
not
it
what
through
I
3
expected.
songs. I listened. Maybe I just wasn't in the mood for it,
Fair enough.
honestly. But I think a lot of people nowadays are. Chance's last album was heavily gospel,
Influence. Yes, sir.
and I think people are seeing those trends.
Okay.
Kanye used it a little bit on his last album, Life of Pablo, which featured Chance.
And Kelly Price. That's what
Kelly
really set it
Price.
off as far as.
I mean,
Shout
and
out
to
to Kelly
give
Price.
him credit, to give Kanye credit, he did make Jesus Walks
Way before it was
way
popular.
before that, which
That's a-
was actually made by Rhyme Fest.
Like
And
gospel though.
Wrote the whole
I mean,
record.
technically, Jesus Walks is a gospel song.
I don't know if
It's not, but it is.
It's not. I'll put it to you this way. Jesus
in
Walks
its
is not
message,
the
yes, it is a gospel
Yeah.
song.
Jesus Walks is not the gospel that Snoop is putting out.
No, I
It's
mean,
not.
like-
It's not. What's his name in them? Kirk
Rance-
Franklin and them.
Rance
No,
Allen.
no, no, no,
Shout out to
no.
Not
Rance Allen.
Rance. Yeah.
No, but the thing is, I listened to it. It sounds bad. I listened to it on a goof. I was talking to my friend's wife, because I was in St. Louis for a funeral this past week, and we're sitting there, and somehow we brought this up, and we decided, hey, you know what? We both have these fancy phones here. We can stream things. Let's go ahead and listen to a few tracks, and we're like, this is way better than, I mean, like, I was thinking, all right, whatever, Snoop Dogg putting out a gospel, because I just didn't want to make sure it wasn't like blasphemous anyway.
Yeah.
But it was, the music is very well produced.
Very well produced.
The people who you know, and it's a weird thing where it's like, look, if somebody's gonna listen to a gospel album, this would be because I'm not a huge fan of. I like to hear gospel music in church, but I don't really like to listen to gospel records. You know what I'm saying? So I actually wound up running a good portion of the album when I was driving back from St. Louis, and I was like, this is really, really well put together.
I was pleasantly surprised.
I've heard
man.
that though.
So,
like I said, when I listened to it, I don't think I was in the mood. To kind of get through it. So I think you're going. I think you're going to be very surprised at the quality, at the sound, what it sounds like. I know it's not what you're thinking, but you know, I got about halfway through, man. I kept trying to find a reason to be like, "Oh, this is whack," but I couldn't find one.
Yeah.
So is this going to be the album that Snoop wins a Grammy for? Because he's yet to win a Grammy.
You know what's crazy? This could be the one. Like of all between the reggae, the gangster,
this is his
the
best
R&B,
chance.
the funk he's
really?
put out.
His best chance?
Like this will be the one,
because we know how the Grammys
best
go.
contemporary gospel album.
So would Lecrae be in that same? Like if Snoop gets
Lecrae's
that nomination,
that's not gospel.
It's Christian rap.
This is actually gospel.
No, I would
it's
say
for real. You would classify this album as gospel versus Christian rap.
No, it's a gospel album.
It's not a Christian rap album. Yeah.
And even with Lecrae, I would say Lecrae that's not Christian rap. Lecrae is a rapper that just happens to be a Christian. Because we don't talk about Rakim as Muslim rap.
7%er.
Or we don't talk.
I mean, but they group Lecrae in that when it comes to like,
and that's unfair.
Award categories and things like that.
He'd be at the Stellar Awards and stuff like that.
Yeah.
But you know, I mean, as far as what he actually does artistically, like I don't want to call it corny, but he's not on that corny level. He's a dude who can spit, who just happens to spit about real life, and when he talks about real life, he talks about his love of God.
Keep in mind now, on this Snoop record, this is not 32 tracks of Snoop. It's like a compilation also, where it's a lot of artists that he picked.
Kind of like DJ Khaled put together, or he doesn't rap or sing, but
or do shit.
He does curate the project.
Yeah, and he gets production credit for it. That's another topic.
Yeah.
But I know we're getting close to the end. We got anything we need to pub? Jay Moore, what we got going on?
Let's see, tonight, which is Thursday, I'm going to be at...
time.
I'm still going to pub. I'm still going to get
pub.
mine in.
I want to make sure you get everything in.
It's going to be Tiki Bob's, me, DJ Lemmy Vice, and DJ Action Jackson. On Saturday, which will be the 24th, going to be the Jazz Kitchen. We're doing a sequel to the New Edition party.
Nice.
So if you know, we're going to be running R&B all night. It's the Jodeci, SWV, TLC. We're doing that era. You know,
I'm trying to do some of them jams for one of them damn parties. I tell
we,
you that.
we,
I'm trying to told y'all,
get
man.
We're gonna
I'm
get you
trying to
involved.
told y'all.
Yeah,
Get my man on the ones and twos, man. Stop playing, man.
So with the New Edition party we did, you know, late 80s, early 90s.
It was lit too.
Yeah, this time we're going mid 90s into the early 2000s. So,
baby TLC.
Yeah, so we're gonna be it's gonna be DJ Metronome.
TLC came out
and Sounds by Todd
around that time.
So
that's the first single, wasn't it?
Good time.
Nah,
T-Boz had the Hirachis.
No, Ain't Too Proud to Beg was the first
Ain't
single.
Too Proud to Beg, and then What About Your Friends?
I saw the Hirachis in the Baby video.
Word?
Yeah. I was like, those shoes are cold. And I like Left Eye. I'm sorry. Go ahead.
I can dig it.
Yeah.
This weekend, Warren Central High School is going to the state.
Okay.
We're going to the shit. First time in school history.
Okay.
So that's gonna be lit game at 8:15. I'm DJing with Cheech Beats at Bar 79 for the 219 party. I believe that's what it's called.
Okay.
By the time y'all see us again, we will have participated in the Take That Tuesday anniversary party as well.
12th year, if I'm not mistaken.
12th
T-shirt.
Take That 12.
Sir. Take That 12.
Yeah.
T-shirts. Infinity is going to be holding us down on that.
Definitely.
Word.
I'll also be DJing.
Okay.
What else is going on this weekend?
Hip Hop Night is Thursday.
Oh, that is going on this Thursday.
Tonight.
Sunny Paradise, myself, Lone's going to be featured.
Word.
It's going to be a good look.
Yes, sir. That's going to be dope.
Yeah.
doing probably the only run of Love Redefined live. Probably.
I like that album. It's a good album.
Good
Y'all
album.
check my man out.
You can go back in time on Wednesday and listen to my beat set on 𝗀𝗲𝗢𝗲
WQRT
at 6:30 on Wednesday.
Mhm.
But that's about it.
No, Indianapolis.
All right, I think that's gonna do it for episode. What is this? 73.
73.
Man,
73.
We've been grinding, man. So
We out here in these streets.
make sure y'all check us out. www.patreon.com, Patreon.com/New Old Heads. Everything else, bringingdowntheband.com. You can find us. Shout out to 𝐀𝐁𝐻 Dental 317-255-8546.
Certainly. Get your teeth right for the spring and the
teeth is right.
I got my
summertime.
appointment.
Yes,
I'm going.
sir. No Bad Ideas as well. They got the knit joint. I know it might be close to out of season, but I definitely
Supposed to be, but
will.
no.
since
This
it's
is dope. But since
You
it's
gotta
snowing
snowing
on the
today,
first day of
I'm telling
spring,
yeah,
If you're in Indianapolis, you got another good week on these knit hats.
this is
keep them joints in your car, in your truck,
Yes, sir.
whatever.
Yes,
You
sir.
might need to grab one, take your snapback off, whatever.
Yeah, they keep us fresh. And we appreciate everyone. We'll see y'all next week. Peace.